Writing in a journal is an inherently personal and distinctively individual act, just as the selection of a particular writing implement is. There has been significant debate about the question of whether pens or pencils are the more effective instrument for writing in journals. Despite the fact that each approach is capable of fulfilling your journaling needs, choosing one over the other presents unique challenges and opportunities. For the purposes of writing in a journal, either pens or pencils are suitable writing implements. Pens, on the other hand, provide a more comfortable writing experience, though this varies depending on the kind of pen, and are more likely to withstand the test of time. On the other hand, pencils allow for editing and erasing, and when combined with a setting spray, they have the ability to remain on the paper for the same amount of time as some pen inks. Before we get into the specifics of pens and pencils, it's vital to get down to the nitty-gritty of why you journal in the first place. What are you hoping to accomplish? Your choice of instrument to use will be directly impacted by the purpose of your diary, as well as the style in which you use it. What do you want to achieve by keeping a journal? Do you have plans to share the contents of your diary with subsequent generations of your family? Do you have any plans to save any sections for yourself, either as a means of remembering them or as a kind of art installation? If you have any plans of preserving and archiving your journals, you will want to look into purchasing an instrument that is made of materials that are durable over time, do not damage or change the paper in any way, and are able to tolerate unusual temperatures and an excessive amount of handling. If you have no plans to archive, save, share, or preserve any of your journaling, then the sort of instrument that you use to keep your diary is not as important. For the goals you have in mind, it is recommended that you choose a writing implement that is pleasant to grasp, provides a satisfying experience while writing with it, and does not leave any stains on your hands. Journaling using a pencil as the instrument of choice. Who doesn't have a soft spot in their heart for a quality no? To pencil? Pencils evoke feelings of melancholy and longing since they remind us of going to school when we were kids, prior to the use of tablets. Since the dawn of written history, people have been writing with a variety of incarnations of the pencil, and that practice won't end for a very long time. They are often formed of graphite or charcoal, have a wide variety of applications, and enable editing in both real-time and retroactively. The following are some advantages and disadvantages of keeping a journal using a pencil. Pros: you are able to rectify any mistakes or sections that you write down by using a pencil. Because you can delete what you've written and begin over, you can breeze through your writing rather than having to meticulously consider the ideal/exact things to say and the best way to convey them. The use of pencils opens up the possibility of sketching and shading. You can paint or ink over pencil dust if you don't want to erase it. If erasing seems like too much of a hassle, simply wipe your slate clean with some paint or ink. Graphite is impervious to the damaging effects of UV light, as well as moisture and other chemical agents, which makes it resistant to natural aging, especially when used with archival setting sprays. You may take your journal with you into space and write in it with a pencil if you chance to be an astronaut. You cannot do this with a pen. Historically, they cost far less than pens. Sillonets. The tip becomes thicker until it is sharpened, which means that your font size will necessarily get bigger owing to the nature of the dull pencil tip form. This may be avoided by sharpening the pencil before use. If the article is published in a publication that is read often and the pages of which are frequently touched by fingers, the article could not hold up well over time. Without use in archival setting spray of any kind, graphite is a sort of powder, and like other powders, it may be blown away, dusted off, and removed by rubbing. This contributes to the loss of woodland. Despite the fact that pencils do not contribute any plastic trash to the environment, the manufacturing of pencils does contribute to deforestation, which is an undesirable side effect of using pencils. Only 2,500 pencils may be produced from a single large palm tree, with 14 billion made each year worldwide. Some individuals may not like the sound made by a pencil as it moves over a paper since it has a scratching sound. It is possible that the graphite may be difficult to read, particularly if a gentle touch was used while writing, although this will depend on the composition of the pencil. Needs to be sharpened if it's made of wood, or using a pen for journal. Because pens are so comfortable to write with, they are often chosen as the instrument of choice for keeping a diary. In addition to this, the utilization of ink has been conceptualized in our thoughts to stand for writings that are intended to be long-lasting, significant, and official. Creating entries in your notebook with an atmosphere like this may instill a feeling of purpose in you. When it comes to utilizing a pen for journaling, there are a few factors to keep in mind, including the following. A cleaner environment overall. A more comfortable writing experience, darker, and hence simpler to read. There is no need for sharpening, which means you won't have to deal with those annoying pencil shavings. It forces you to take your time while writing so that you can truly concentrate on what you want to say, which helps you avoid making errors and the need to cross out your words, since you can't erase them. Options for a variety of ink colors, such flexibility. When you buy a pen that can be used more than once, you won't need to throw away as many pens since you may use refill ink tubes instead. Because pens do not go dull as pencils do, the size and style of your writing may continue to be the same, unless you choose to alter it. Pens often feel more formal due to the nature of signing off documents in pen ink. CONs can often bleed through the paper, making it either impossible or unattractive to write on the other side. It is possible for it to smear over the side of your palm, producing blue or black ink marks on your hands. If the ink has not yet set and dried completely, it may run over the paper when you write if you are keeping a diary. This will depend on which hand you write with. Set in stone. In contrast to pencils, there is no way to erase anything that has been written in pen after it has been done unless you have whiteout. The use of disposable pens contributes to the waste of plastic. Temperature has a significant effect on ink. It can melt and boil in hot weather and freeze in cold weather. Pens have a tendency to be sold at a price that is somewhat more than that of their pencil equivalents. Having the ink become caught and stop flowing out in the middle of a writing session may be really annoying. Your diary or other personal possessions might get splattered with blue ink if you have a leaking pen. Who hasn't glanced down in horror to see blue ink all over themselves or their personal stuff? Archival pens. Consider making use of a Micron archival pen, such as the Sakura Black Pigma, in the event that you would want to make your words seem as if they were chiseled out of stone, 45 millimeters. Journaling is a breeze with these Micron archive pens, which are perfect for the job. In general, everyday purpose writing and signing as well. Because they have felt tips, they are less likely to smudge, and the ink they utilize is of high quality, water resistant, chemical resistant, and fade resistant, in addition to being quick drying. You can get one of these packs for less than $10. That works out to an average of $3 per pen. Is it possible to keep a journal using both fake pens and pencils at the same time? When it comes to your diary, the possibilities are really endless. You may jot down your thoughts with a pen, a pencil, paint, or even invisible ink. It's your journal. Because it creates a dissatisfying sense of inconsistency. Switching between using pens and pencils may be a source of annoyance for some individuals. On the other hand, there are other individuals who couldn't care less. If it describes you, then shake it up, baby. If you like writing with a pen, but want to inject some color and personality into your journaling, you may try creating backgrounds using colored pencils instead of pens. First, sketch drawings, outlines, or color a complete page with your colored pencils, and then use your pen to write over what you've created with the pencils. The use of color in your writing may sometimes be a useful tool for expressing your present state of mind or feelings, which in turn can significantly contribute to the overall quality of the reader's experience and the efficiency of your work. The key takeaway: when it comes to writing in a diary, pens and pencils both have their advantages, yet none is inherently preferable to the other. It is totally up to you to decide whether you want to write with a pen or a pencil. A pencil is a great option to go for if you're looking for a writing implement that won't drag or bleed over your hands while you're using it. If you are looking for something that will endure longer and be legible for a longer period of time, you should definitely choose a pen. At the end of the day, what matters most is not so much the medium in which one records their thoughts in a diary as the act of writing itself. However, if the instrument you choose has a significant impact on your work, we hope that we have provided you with enough information about its advantages and disadvantages to enable you to make an informed choice. Now get a pen or pencil and start recording your thoughts in your diary.